Sup, Red? Guys, if you haven't already followed Hino, go check him out. Today's a special day for him. Hino's now part of the official content creator program for Epic 7. He's the newest addition. So give him a good welcome. Yep. And Vic and Kev Strife too. They surprised us all, man. We did not get any memos about it, and they just dropped it on us, but glad to have them on board. So, what have we got here? Let's skip the Overlord hype for a minute and talk about this girl.
Would you care to share a dance with me? We can waltz until the black oceans dry up, and the sea salt becomes like stars.
You know, listening to her, it makes me wonder, do you think they chose Politis and Senya back to back on purpose because it's the same BA?
Shall we dance?
See Phantom Politis.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you over the sound of how awesome that animation is. I dig it. I love how she starts out with the, you know, will you entertain a dance with me? And it makes your entire team enraged and angry.
Yeah, that's one of the things that, I mean, you've seen the comic strip, right? Where it's just like Genoa, ambitious Tywin,
in the banquet hall of SS Paradia,
they're just standing there and she's like, you want to dance? And they just look at her and they just get mad.
Yeah, yeah. So, the way I'm cleaving right now, I'm not sure how well she'll fit in, but do you think people are going to drop their Conch Lilius gear for her? I'm a little skeptical.
No. I think they're just going to run it alongside of it. It's going to be like an exchange. Like, if you take Lilius, I'm taking Politis. Vice versa. You take Politis, I'm taking Lilius. Lucina, though, you're a little biased, though, because you just love this character. You play base Politis and everything, so you'll, of course, play ML Politis and everything.
Seeing if we can get Hino in here.
Yeah, I'd be happy to have Hino in one of these. Congratulations, by the way, Hino. I said it in, you know, I said it through text, but didn't get to actually vocalize it. Thank you. I just like bit my tongue. I was like, why am I thanking this man? Yeah, no, congrats, bro. You deserve it.
Amidst their endless waltz.
You and Kev, like, you guys have been busting your butts.
And can increase penetration.
She's gonna be a tanky gal. Fast, tanky gal.
I forgot also Vic. Vic's also been crushing it lately.
Yep.
Vic's the homie. That man is so funny.
Vic's been putting in the miles. I mean, all of them have, right? Hino, yeah. Kev, Vic. I mean, they all busted their ass. I'm glad they finally got in. It's long overdue.
Hey, good stuff, Rastafarius.
Today I finally finished my adventurous path, and I've been neglecting it for half a year. Nice, nice, nice. It's good rewards from that.
I still can't get over, by the way, that Vic, he doesn't like anime, or he doesn't really care for anime. He says, like, he's just like, it doesn't really interest me. Meanwhile, profile picture is Makima.
Yeah, I know. For a guy that doesn't like anime, he's running Makima as a pick.
2 turns.
I don't know. I can't really knock him too much because he was like, yo, Chainsaw Man is like a life-changing experience. I'm like, dude, it's good. It was my anime of the year in 2022. But like,
Skill 1.
It ain't.
It's so good. It's bad. It's really bad, but it's so bad it's good. It's like I really
bad at all.
I think it's pretty lowbrow, and I love it for that.
Oh yeah, that's what makes it awesome.
A shadow of the sea waving gracefully.
What anime is life-changing? Full Metal. I know that's like such a cop out. In Full Metal, Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann.
Hey, check out this ghost.
We'll be able to see Phantom Politis through the mystic sun. Thank you.
Animation never gets old for me.
Take my hand.
I think Politis is gonna shake things up. She's gonna be one of, if not the best aggro openers, don't you think?
I agree.
I mean, built-in freaking stealth. It's not bad. It's just not. It's not the kind of
Good
anime that
still.
makes you think. It doesn't hit you in the feels. It's not going to win any like awards for storytelling, but it's a fucking ride. It's so much fun.
This character is so gorgeous.
His motivation being grabbing boobs. I almost fell out of my damn chair at that. It's like, it'll be some of you want to protect your families and some of you are out for revenge, but copping a feel. That's such great motivation. I was about it.
He's relatable. That's the thing. Like, I like Denji because, like, honestly,
Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, when I was a teenager, I was like, boobs was the only thing I thought about. So like, it's super relatable. That's why that's the less popular answer, but like, one of my favorite anime is Evangelion, and my favorite character from Evangelion is actually Shinji, and I always get crap for that because he's one of the most, or like the least liked characters in all of anime. But the thing is, he's one of the most realistic and relatable characters like in the show. Because if I was 14 and my mom died and my dad beat the shit out of me, and I was told I gotta save the world or I'm gonna just go home, like become homeless, like I'd cry too.
Huh? You trying to start something?
And I'm working on. Oh, you know what? I might need to give Hino an F7 roll. Hang on here.
Your guard is down.
Waiting for him to join the call and just immediately go to death.
I bite.
Let me see who can do this. Give him a roll.
Don't be nervous now.
Hino legit is the loudest man in esports entertainment today.
Shall we dance? Life is.
That's a base take. Misato's my second favorite character.
Let this be your paradise.
Shinji, Misato, Asuka.
There's no need to thank me.
I'll clear the way. To give you a painless death is the only mercy I'll grant.
I'll do my best.
How do I do that?
Yes.
Add.
Fellow Black Lagoon fan in the chat. Black Lagoon is so good. Yeah, Rock is a super relatable main character because he's just surrounded by people who are absolutely like the worst parts of humanity, and he's just like the only sane person reacting to it all.
You can't stop it.
Here, take my.
Yo, you guys ready for the rise of Taeyu?
Where are you going?
Taeyu? You guys are gonna have to come up with a new nickname.
It's just like a dream. Sweet jam.
Can I just drag out of chat so I can't?
Now that I'm all warm.
I'm expecting every time someone uses a Politis S3 in a streamer, like if a streamer uses Politis S3, I expect the entire chat to just be Madge. Just the Madge emote.
Your guard is down.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I actually do think that there is a small world where the Overlord characters need a hotfix, just like with Edward Elric. It's possible. Man, the person named Trash Tier Waifus is advocating for Shalltear. Shocker. Ah, okay. You're excused then, Trash Tier Waifus. I don't really care for Shalltear. She's very boring to me.
She is Ainz's best throne.
Yeah, that's the, like, she's funny, but she's like, the character herself is not funny. It's just the situations that they put her in are funny. Like where like she's like being punished. Like we need to come up with a fitting punishment for her because she messed up. And he's like, I'm gonna just sit on you like you're a chair. And I was like, man, that is kind of a brutal punishment. And then everyone's like, punishment? That's a reward. And then everyone gets jealous about her being the chair. And I was like, are you kidding me right now? You don't understand. This supreme being sat on me. It's a great honor. How far are you into Overlord yet, Tristen?
Finished.
Oh. Okay, so you've seen Albedo and the body pillow.
that was like episode 2, dude.
Oh, okay. Is Hino here? I will say Shalltear's VA is top tier.
準備もできんしたかい？蹂躙を開始しんす。
I think this
Shalltear is a
unit has
5-star
so much
fire
potential.
elemental warrior.
I mean, 27% crit for free?
Yeah, it's a hawk.
Why does it show Hino's
Yeah,
muted?
Sebes is awesome. My biggest problem with Shalltear is that her game plan is very linear. Go fast, kill things, Ojo-sama laugh.
I mean, I gave Hino like all the roles. He should be able to do freaking anything in here short of being a mod, so I don't know why he's not able to talk.
Hello, test.
Hey, there he is.
There he is. What's good, homie?
Okay, yeah, it was my Discord settings.
Okay, don't worry about it. Hey, congratulations.
Yeah, man. Welcome to one of us. One of us.
What up?
Thank you. Sorry, I actually can't hear all that well. I need to bump up my speakers.
Dude, could you imagine if Cocytus was a playable character? My man would take up 2 character slots. That's how big he
Yeah,
is.
Cocytus would be pretty damn cool. But you know what? I'm glad for what it is, right? They're the 2 most popular characters in the game, and whether or not they're your favorite units, whether or not Overlord is an anime you even like, it's a fan favorite anime, and these are fan favorite characters, and that is huge for the community. So I'm stoked about it.
We
And
need
I
boy.
think Shalltear has got the most potential of all the units we're looking at. It all comes down to her numbers, but I mean, what is this? 27 plus 16.8, 44% crit chance baked into her kit before you put any gear on her. Holy crap! You're gonna be able to build some speed and damage on this unit.
Insane, man.
She looks.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that's gonna stop her are bad mods.
But Zahak is similar though. He gets 50% on everything, and he's got same base stats.
Yeah, and Zahak was a freaking monster when he came out. It was really unpleasant to fight against Zahak early on.
Zahak is more supportive, but she's like super independent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She has high attack and critical hit chance.
You
Increase her
guys are not
critical hit
wrong.
chance
I do
for
think she's
her
really
turret
strong.
rank concentration. Skill 2, True Vampire.
It's still funny to me that the passive is called True Vampire.
And there's nothing vampiric about it at all. There's no life steal, there's no bleeds, there's no immortality.
Bro, Abigail, Melissa, Kane, fakers.
Right. True vampire.
When fully enhanced, damage suffered in one attack does not exceed 51% max health.
Ooh, that's a good
At the
point,
start of the-
Spatial. Shalltear is a Fumir enabler for aggressive players.
She is indeed. Nacho Keller! My man! Buddy, thank you for the sub. You've been here since day 1, man. 4 months. I appreciate you. Cheers.
What are you thinking about this character? Like, is this somebody you're actually gonna play? I know you're like the husbando enjoyer.
Skill 3, Purify.
She looks way too good. Like I play a lot of aggro,
and attacks.
And dude, sometimes like in my 4/5 pick, someone picks Aiden as their only DPS, and I'm like, dang, I wish I had, because I have Zahak built, but I don't have like LPK or like the other evasion counters.
Yeah.
So if I have her built, then Zahak plus her, and then if they have solo DPS Aiden, it's done.
You know what? You might be right. I might try and do the same thing because like I have LPK built, but like my Zahak is like on Garbo gear because I use it for Nightmare Raid.
No, I think
So I was like,
Shalltear
damn,
just
I wish I
gets
had another
LPK's gear.
Yeah, LPK I think is dead. Yeah. As much as Corinne's one of my favorite characters, like I think I'm just porting all the gear over to Shalltear.
Yep, afraid so.
With a gigantic javelin, white.
Ignores effect resistance of any target with lower attack than the caster.
So basically everyone that's not Senya and like Hwayong.
Yeah. Harunka.
Really useful into those the Gala Liliuses that are protected by like arrow walls with Bastion.
Ignores
she strips all the buffs and then can just
Oh,
shot.
yeah, that's actually true. Like that's a good answer because like I'm so tired of like playing against the Bastion of Perlucia.
Yeah.
Gala, That's why I'm actually pre-banning Gala right now, because everyone's on that tech and like, can you guys like stop? Like, it's so annoying. Because like your only real out is like a really good Bihu, and they just ban it.
Yeah, no, and then sometimes Bihu doesn't even work because he only strips like 2 buffs. So like
Yeah.
they stack 3 buffs and he doesn't do
Yeah,
his job.
it's like, oh, my Gala is on immunity and has a barrier and damage limit. Also, I drafted Landy, so
Yep.
Yeah,
with
chat.
Curtis, you can't get to it.
Chat's pointing it out too that even though she gets all this free crit chance, a lot of that crit chance depends on imprints, and speed DPS units are amongst the hardest to build in the game. Even with the extra crit chance, she's definitely going to be a gear intensive unit. She's not going to be free to play friendly, I don't think. But can we just take a second to appreciate this animation and the fact that she is murdering Auden, which holds a special place in my heart.
Ignores effect resistance of any targets with attack.
This is definitely the sickest animation.
It's always classy Auden.
Oh my god, that's lovely.
Summons different familiars.
Dude,
to
I don't know
attack.
about y'all, but ever since I started pre-banning Landy and Yufine, suddenly every RT player is going back to evasion.
Yup. Dude, I believe it.
Because
There's
get
just
rid of one
there's
RNG
not-
and then evasion suddenly back in the meta.
yeah, because there's just not enough meaningful ways to answer it. It's like what, Zahak, LPK, Briar, and then
Guys.
like your other options after that are like, do I gamble on Lethe? I guess you could say like Shadow Knight, but people don't usually put Rocket Punch on that character right now. They could leave it on
Yeah.
Karina.
How fucking stupid is this skill, guys? It's only 10 souls to burn. It increases damage and doubles the amount of injury that you do to the target.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, she's just like
Holy
a jack of all
shit.
trades.
It's on
Yeah.
it's like Zahak's S3, but it's on her S1.
Yeah, dude, like imagine for real, like, dude, after she kills the Aiden,
Mm-hmm.
now she can start working on the Laya. Just keep
Right.
injuring her, and the game is yours.
Dude, as an Albedo stan, it makes me feel so sad to see how good Shalltear is. Like straight up.
Yeah, well,
I think the person who wanted Melissa buffed a million times, they designed this character.
I mean, the one good thing she has going for her is no extinction. I don't know what it is about extinction, but every time a unit has extinction on it, they go, yeah, you know what, shitty mods. It's too good of a skill to not give shitty mods. So she's got a shot of being really, really high damage. And if her mods are good, she is going to be the must-have of the collab, I think.
Yeah, I
From a
wanna point
competitive
this out, what
standpoint.
Infinite Skywalker is talking about in chat. Do not skip collab characters. You do not know when they will come back.
Or if they will come back.
Yes.
There's a whole bunch of people who are like, where's my rocket punch? It's
Yeah.
There's so many people who miss Karina, man. I feel
Yeah.
bad for those people who don't have Karina and play RTA, dude. I don't know.
I don't feel bad for those people at all. Those people are my favorite
No.
people. People who play RTA are the devil. They are people that play Karina and RTA are the devil. They are the kind of people that you should not trust around your children, and don't invite them to parties. They're just not good
All right,
people.
well, guys, I'm gonna head out.
Dude, if I don't have Karina, Lee would run me over every day of the week.
Yup, same.
Hey, that's
Same.
just a coincidence. Besides, Cleve is dead. I mean, what are you worried about Cleve? Cleve is dead. Just ask Reddit.
Cleve is not dead, bro. I get
Nah,
on
man.
the daily.
Tell your friends.
I would say like 60% of the games I play are against a cleaver. Even like Lucina's like, I try and tell him, I was like, like Cleve feels like the most consistent playstyle right now, unless you just do what Hino does and ban,
Hey, for those of you who hate
Landy
Cleve,
and Yufine.
Cleve is taking a firm kick to the balls after maintenance, so at least you got that. The way they're changing how buffs rotate, because they're changing how buffs work. How buffs no longer like shuffle. Buffs will be organized based on the number of turns left on the buff, which blows me away. Right? You use a 3-turn buff skill, and it puts it in the number 1 spot, the leftmost spot, so it's the first buff to be stripped. The one that has the longest cooldown. That blows me the F away. But if you have a 1-turn immunity and and your immortality on BBK, and you got your attack buff because of Silver Rain on Ran, your immunity used to be nested. You couldn't strip the immunity without going through all 3 buffs. You couldn't do a 2 buff debuff and get rid of it. Immunity is nested, it's protected. But now, if you use Rand's S2 and you give BBK immunity, it becomes a 2-turn immunity, which moves it to the front of the line ahead of all those 1-turn immunities. And now it's the first one in line and it gets stripped. There's a lot of ways that this is going to change how people cleave and how people stack buffs. So just remember that the order of operations is the order that they go up from left to right if they're all the same time, same number of turns. But the turn count will trump that. If you've got 7 buffs and they all have 1 turn left, as soon as you do a 2-turn buff, it'll go to the front of the line and be the first one to be stripped. If you re-up a buff, it'll move to the front of the line. If you do a 3,
because you can manipulate it. You can absolutely manipulate that.
Yeah, it'll put a little bit of strategy into manipulating how buffs work, but it's going to make it way harder to nest and protect immunity.
Oh my god, immunity set's insane then. If you like go like
immunity set's insane, but units that grant immunity are in the shitter.
Oh, so LRK.
LRK, Hand Guy, Ran, especially Ran. A lot of people that are doing like, Ran BBK to nest immunity on her to make it impossible to strip her.
Oh my god, immunity set's so insane if you have a character that gives a barrier at the start, like Arwell, like Fallen Cecilia.
It also makes all of these debuffs that reduce stuff by 1 turn suddenly very viable.
Oh my god, protection set on any character with immunity is like just...
It's going to change a lot of things, and people are going to have to be very aware that the things they used to use that worked suddenly don't. And they're like, why is that buff there? That's the order of operations now. And remember, buffs given by artifacts are going to apply last. So if you get a 2-turn attack buff from Silver Rain and a 2-turn immunity buff from Ran using his S2, it'll put the immunity buff up first, and then it'll get bumped to the right, and Silver Rain's attack buff will go next, because artifacts effects, unless it states otherwise, artifact effects proc last in the order of operations. I mean, we've all seen that, right?
God.
When you
right, that makes Bastion of Pollution insane, because if artifact buff goes last, you give the barrier and immunity last.
Yep. Because that's the way it works, right? We've all seen people what's her name, Karain, like S3 somebody, and then counter goes off, and then rocket punch happens. The artifact procs are always last in the order of operations, so buffs granted by artifacts will go on last, and therefore will be first in the strip box. Hey, Bellcock, thanks for being here, buddy. Have large dreams, my friend. So yeah, I can't say whether it's going to be good for cleave or bad for cleave, or if it's going to be great for turn 2 or whatever, but what I can say is it's going to be different. It's going to be a lot more predictable, a lot more controllable. The random shuffling was never really random. There was an order of operation to the shuffling, but it was hard to predict. Even people who understood it to a T would be like, okay, when I attack and then an extra attack procs, the buffs are going to shuffle here. It was almost like trying to predict chests 3 rounds in advance. It was very difficult, but now it's going to be very obvious. The buffs are not going to shuffle. They're just going to organize based on the number of turns. And I have it on good authority that permanent buffs, undispellable buffs, will always be in the front, but don't count in the whole strip removal kind of BS thing. So you don't have to be like, hey, if I get rage and vigor up, then I've nested my immunity. No, your immunity is first in the line as the first strippable buff.
Dude, this is actually like, I knew it was coming, but I didn't fully understand it. But now that you explain it, I'm like, this is actually like,
yeah,
you can go into the kitchen and cook some stuff now.
Yeah, this is coming like in 4 more hours. This is not something that's happening. This is live after maintenance is over.
Oh, it's not 4-hour maintenance?
Yeah, it was
it was 7 hours.
305. Yeah, it's a 4-hour maintenance. I mean, I guess really all they're doing is importing the Overlord collab load screen so that it'll be ready when the collab goes live, and unlocking the Politis and adding the new packs. So it's not like they're adding too terribly much. So yeah, it's it's mostly just releasing content and uploading some art assets, so it doesn't surprise me. Yeah, the Overlord lobby does look pretty good.
Isn't the Overlord lobby Skystones only?
Probs.
When 10 soul is consumed,
I mean,
increases damage
I'm
dealt,
probably gonna
and
get it if
injuries
it's not like
decrease
crazy.
max
Like
health
if it's like,
by up to 20%.
you know, 500, like 900, I think is the limit. Where I'm like, I really will have to
Shalltear's
sit and think
artifact.
about it.
Yeah, they're going to add the collab characters, and this is where we find out if these steps they've taken. I hope you guys did an import on Fribbles before this went live, because we get to really find out if Smogate is aggressively going after the Fribbles importer, or if that was just a one-off thing. So
I don't
just to
think
be
they're
safe, I did a
aggressively going
Fribbles input. I don't think they are either. But if they're aggressively going after data miners, if that was one of the steps
that's
they
what
took,
it is. If
Yeah.
Fribbles is a casualty
Well,
of data miners.
I don't know. Data miners scrape that data from different ways, from what I hear, outside of my skill set. But regardless, it'll be interesting to see if the mods are data mined. Which, if they are data mineable, then we should know the mods here probably within the next hour or so. So it'll be interesting to see if we find that out or not.
Absolutely.
If not, we have to rely on Fribbles to scrape that data, I guess, because he's decoded their packets. We will see.
Yeah, it's just different levels of unpacking things, different like encryption.
So, whose good idea was it to say, you know, Sigurd's Scythe is nice, but what if we combine it with Portrait of the Saviors and take away its 50% health restriction?
It's a lot less health though. I feel like that's a little disingenuous to say that outright, because it's 50% on Sigurd's Scythe versus 15 on this.
Yeah.
That said, this is still really good.
I mean, it's also this is also only on single target, right? I mean, you AoE, you're not absorbing damage as health, and you're not doing the extra damage. It's a dead artifact for AoE units, and there's not a lot of all single target warriors, right? Hey, King Wyvern, thank you for the sub, buddy. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, thank you.
You know.
I mean, who we got? Like, you know, Zahak, he's not going to use this. I mean, I think it's best in slot on Shalltear, but who else is going to use this, right?
Well, the niche is really only focused on like the slower units that don't rely on only the first rotation, right? So like, I think it's more suited for stuff like Qua, right? Because MLK still wants to probably prefer Sigurd still, even if we have like this type of option, just because
Wait,
you're
holy.
You
I
know,
didn't even think of Hua Young using this. That's actually kind of really good.
oh,
yeah, because Hua
damn.
it's not conditional
she
on
can
crit.
heal. What the hell?
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
somebody
conditional
my
on crit.
stream-
That's
Somebody
brilliant.
on my stream pointed out that if you play counter Luna with this thing, it's actually pretty good.
You know,
Although,
you know who I think this is good on? I mean, Silver's saying ML Ken. I think the way most people build ML Ken, right? Most people build this guy with a lot of damage and kind of middling bulk. I build him with a shit ton of bulk and kind of middling damage. My Ken's hard to kill. Redo said, hey, try it like this. And I showed it to Ace Trainer, and he's like, no, man, you want Ken with damage. I'm like, nah, man. Red said to try this, and let me tell you what, Red was right. It's never let me down. I got like 19k health and 1600 defense. Still decent damage, but he's not nuclear. But this fixes a lot of that. He's tanky enough that this might be, you know, enough health to keep him alive with that, but the damage boost he gets from it will make up for it. So I think this might synergize really well. Whereas some of the softer Kens kind of need Sigurds to fully heal because they don't have enough ass to them.
I might try this because I play Ken the same way. Like I have like 1550 defense, like 18.5k or like 19k HP on my Ken.
Yep.
also,
It is another source of self-sustain for warriors. I mean, how many of these are we going to get?
Yeah, here's the issue though, right? I think you said it yourself, right? Let's be real. The 3 classes have the most OP artifacts in the game right now. There can be warriors, rangers, mages. I don't care what order you put that in, but I think that's a general gist, right?
No.
Well, to be
you forgot Elbrus Ritual Sword.
No. I mean,
okay. Well, let's just in a vacuum, right? Because I mean, others are conditional. These are always going to be useful to an extent, right? But now the issue is
this is the second best artifact in the game.
Regardless, we are comparing Pipette Lands to literally every single other warrior artifact in the game right now, right? Because now here's the issue, right? Why not run Glutton if we want to play aggressive? Why not play Sigurd or Golden Rose if we want to play like a little bit slower passive? Where does this artifact actually want to see play?
I think this is less healing than Golden Rose and more damage. It also heals and does damage simultaneously, whereas Golden Rose and Sigurd's do one or the other.
Honestly, dude,
This does damage and tops you off. The other ones only top you off when you're hurt.
Like, I don't have the luxury to just get a bunch of copies and start putting
Yeah.
on everybody.
That's a
agree,
valid
yeah.
point too.
But also realize, right? The healing off of Golden Rose is technically better and it's not conditional. Right?
Mhm.
Sigurd
Yeah.
is also Sigurd technically offers more damage under 50% and offers more healing under 50%. So again, and then if you want to play aggressive, you just play Glutton. So where does this actually become useful? Because 20% or 50% healing is not that great. Like you'd rather play Sigurd in that case if you're playing on taking damage.
I think it's best in slot for Shalltear though, because she has a cockroach passive, and her base HP is gonna be low, right? You're not gonna build health on her.
But at that point you just play lifesteal if you really want to play her that way, or you just play her aggressive on Glutton. No?
Because the thing is,
this is a speed unit.
Shalltear loses damage if she's below 60% health.
No, that's what I mean. But like, why?
This will keep you over 60% guaranteed, while also giving portrait level damage.
Yep.
Yeah, but you realize you take damage and then you lose that conditional, right? Because you are going down to 50%. Or at that point, you may as well play Sigurd, still get more damage. You know what I mean? If you're planning on going down below 50% or getting to the point where you proc Shalltear passive, you may as well play Sigurds.
You might be right. Like, I mean, again, I'm gonna pick up one because it's a limited artifact. Like, I'm not stressing about this one too much. I do think it's very good. Like, this is better than I think like a lot of the artifacts in the game. But 3F is like everything goes to getting 3F.
I see a lot of people in chat also saying that the healing off of other artifacts is conditional. And I totally agree. It is conditional. But where do you want unconditional healing that's this low?
On units that don't have a lot of health but have a cockroach passive.
Shalltear, baby.
Yeah, Shalltear is one. Like I said, somebody pointed out Luna, and I was like, that actually, Bruiser Luna, that makes sense to me, because the thing is, like,
except Bruiser Luna doesn't make sense.
Why would it not?
You still rather run Sigurds.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
I kind of agree on that one.
I'd rather have the upfront damage. I'd rather have the upfront damage.
Keep in mind,
can we not just be glad that this artifact's not used everywhere? I mean, that there are other options, because this is a collab artifact that, I mean, it's only 15% damage at plus 15, right?
Yeah. Also, I'm sorry, I'm genuinely not convinced that this is best in slot for Shalltear, because realize her passive reads at the start of the turn she needs to have 60% more HP. So what's the point if she heals after the start of her turn? There's literally zero benefit. At that point, you're running Tachi, right?
Doesn't she have a built-in Tachi? She has a built-in Tachi.
The character has Tachi built in.
Well, yes, but that's only if you are above 60% HP. If you are playing to heal to a point where you need to go above 60% HP, you're implying you're below 60% HP at the start of turn. So she doesn't have Tachi.
Yeah, but that's for a scenario where, like, obviously your opponent, like, gets, like, a salvo or something, bro. Like you can't account for that.
Of course, but at that point, you just play... I just don't like it.
No, but the thing is, this gives you...
I think it's really good.
It's really good. It gives you damage, and also it gives you the insurance that if things go wrong, you actually will at least still have your passive.
No, okay, but you guys are thinking about this wrong. Think about the order of operations, right? Let's say a Landy Salvo does happen, right? Then you are guaranteed going below 50% HP at the end of the turn, and you are 50%, or you're 50% below HP at the start of the turn. So it does not matter either way. Right? Or am I crazy?
I mean, not if you've got like a mitigator, mitigator or barriers. I don't think so.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I just.
But to be fair, I mean,
but then you can argue it's not best in slot, then, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, like,
but I don't think this is a slow play unit, man. This is a high aggro or even cleave unit. So.
Or she's fried.
No, I agree. At that point, why not just play Glutton? That's my argument.
Because it does more damage than Glutton, does it not?
Yeah,
But
but
if
then
she-
you lose utility for no reason. If you're
Yeah, but
playing an
if she
aggressive
kills, you
playstyle,
get that sachet proc off of Glutton, though.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
And when you're talking about cleaving with her, yeah, Glutton's gonna be nice
it does
too.
4% more damage to Glutton. So you're gonna really tell me that
Yeah,
you're
but
willing
that-
to spend an equivalent of 3,000 bookmarks just to actually get this up to max limit break, just for an extra 4% and lose that utility of CR shove.
Yeah, but Honori's right. I mean, the healing on her does let her kind of solo, so you're giving up the damage for the utility. It just depends how you're gonna play her. From a cleave standpoint, for sure, I see Glutton, but I think for an aggro standpoint, where maybe she's gonna have to take a second turn, I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
there's definitely gonna be games where the healing is gonna save her because
Yeah.
cockroach
Yeah,
guarantees that she
true.
can't get taken out instantly. So like,
Yeah,
as
if
long
it
as she can
buys
keep
you,
herself alive.
yeah, if it buys you one extra, your opponent needs one more attack or two more attacks over the course of the game. That's like game changing.
May I offer
Imagine
a
ML Poly
Yeah.
drags her with a dual attack, right, and then you get that life steal, put her above her 50%.
Well, here's my counter argument then. Let's say we have a T-Surin, and suddenly there's a thief artifact that magically gives her an extra, like, the same amount, the exact same stats, and the exact same artifact, only for a thief. Would
So
you play that on her?
It doesn't show it here because she was already max health and stuff, but 25k damage, that's a 3800 HP heal into her 9600 HP ass. I mean, that's a third of her health, more than a third of her health for a unit that has a cockroach passive. It'll basically full heal her off of that hit. Now, I know that's her S3, but still.
Well,
Her S1's
I'd
going to
show-
hit freaking hard, too, especially if you burn it.
To answer your question, I probably would, but like I feel like you're comparing apples to oranges because the thing is, Tempest Cern has an AoE attack.
It plays differently too, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, it just feels really good on her because you're not gonna build HP on her. So the amount that she life steals is pretty much always gonna bring her above 50%, right?
Yeah.
Because you do like what, 20k, 10k damage per turn. That's gonna heal you 20% of that.
But then can you argue if you're at the point where you go past first rotation with an aggressive playstyle, you're sort of on the back foot anyways.
And injuries decrease max health of the target by up to
Yeah, I mean,
20%.
but there's always situations
Dude,
where
Yeah, it's very
dude.
situational. I don't know. I just don't like this artifact. I don't think at least
No, I see
personally,
what you're saying from, like, the
I'm
game is
not
probably
going past
over
one I'm not going
if she,
past one copy.
kills.
I mean, everybody she's hit, she's murdered, right? I mean, she's murdered everybody she's hit, so that does scream really good for Glutton. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's a demo, right? We've seen some sussy stuff happen. Remember when Arunka was one-shotting that A-Ravi in the video?
Yeah, right.
Right.
That's like half
So,
her, that's like literally half her HP.
15% of 32,000 times 0.15 is 4,800
Yeah, and look at she has 9,600. It's literally half her health.
with a cockroach passive, so it's probably a full heal.
Yep.
I think I'm just skeptical, honestly.
I think I'm with Lucina on this one that if you don't get this artifact, you're fine.
Yeah,
there's a lot of you could run. There's like a half dozen other artifacts that would be really freaking good on her. But I would still try to pick up one. I would at least powder one of her artifacts just in case we're missing something. And remember,
absolutely.
Remember, if something is not selling well, if people aren't pulling for it, if it's not doing well, they will buff it in the middle of a collab. It has happened twice before. It'll happen again. They need collabs to do well. If they want reruns on the collabs, if they want more collabs, and it is not beneath them to say, huh, sales here are not really what we expected. Emergency buff. So
yeah, Smilegate, thank me. If sales are low, thank
but
me.
if you can only pick one artifact, maybe this one is lower on the priority list than the other one, just because warriors have a cornucopia of good artifacts, right? If it's a mage, there's really only one artifact, maybe two. If it's a ranger, there's really only one artifact, maybe two. If there's a thief, there's maybe only two artifacts, maybe three. Knights, three artifacts, maybe four. But warriors, man, warriors, the friggin' sky's the limit. Warriors have so many artifacts that they can use and use effectively. It's crazy.
Yo, Victorious Flag actually sounds really good.
I'm enjoying Vic Flag. But yeah, as to whether or not this unit is going to be she's either going to be busted or she's going to be buffed until she's busted. There's no way they don't let this unit change things.
I'm just very skeptical. I think that's where I'll leave it, honestly.
And the artifact are in this unit.
I'm just
the artifact. I think units. I think the units, whatever, honestly. But I mean, I don't know. It's the issue is it's a DPS. It's always gonna be numbers dependent. So I don't know what the unit, but the already feels limited at best in scope.
Nacho, I have 2 plus 30 Iron Fans. That artifact loves me. Well, let's see. Where's the other gal?
You mean Albedo?
Albedo.
I hope, dude, I really hoped this character is good. Like, honestly, I hope that all the characters, if I'm being honest, are good.
Holy shit.
Nice pause.
Oh man, everybody's gonna pull this unit.
Yes, beautiful.
Everybody's pulling this unit. Am I right?
Yeah. I do think people are underrating this unit.
I think so too, but
let's go
she's a wait and see unit.
Let's look into the kit first, I guess.
Also,
Just
can we
so
go
we're on the
back and
same
admire
page.
that? I didn't want to point that out, but go back. Did you notice how they like literally messed up the editing of the video? Like they cut it like they didn't cut it cleanly. Like watch, you'll see at the end here when she goes into it. Like go all the way to the end when she like does the hit and it flashes white to go to the title screen. You'll notice that it's like they totally like just you'll see. Just go.
What am I looking for?
You'll see they cut it weird. Like there's like a frame where it still shows the like her sprite when it shouldn't be there. See, look. Do you see how it showed the description of the character?
You nitpick over the weirdest shit, Sue.
Because the thing is, it's very clear they use the animation for when the character's actually summonable, the look here's here animation, and they just cut it weird.
Albedo is a 5-star.
It's stuff that you notice when you edit your videos, because it's like, oh man, if I leave that in, someone's gonna point it out.
Albedo's kit, guys. Albedo's kit.
Albedo's kit.
Skill 3.
HP. HP
Let's,
Sailing Knight. Number 50.
Yo, true, Red. Evan is way worse than me. I'm not on the Zaza. You've been watching too much Vic.
S3. I think it's the very first skill that has a 100% chance to strip, unable to be buffed, and defense break. I'm pretty sure it's the only skill that has a combination of.
Let's be real here. I don't even care if she has a kit.
No, I see 2 facets of her kit right there. Yeah, you're right. Agreed.
Look. I can't tell you why. You might be onto something because like I couldn't tell you why Albedo is my favorite character in Overlord, but you might be onto something here.
Okay, so we have 100% chance to debuff or dispel all debuffs from the target and add buff blocks so they can't get shit back and defense break for 2 turns.
Again, I think this is the.
Is that a
only character in the
2-turn?
game.
That's a 2-turn buff block and a 2-turn defense break.
I mean,
into a
even,
holy
even
shit!
before that, it's the only skill in the game that can strip all buffs and apply defense break at 100%.
No. There is one other one. There is one.
Lulka applies defense break 100%, but it does not strip.
Yes, there is. There's one other one.
Who? Haste?
Briar?
No.
Soulburn Briar?
Elvira's not AoE, is she?
Oh no, not AoE. We're talking about single.
No, but I'm talking AoE. I'm talking AoE.
Oh, AoE. It's just Briar.
Briar.
Yeah, that's the only.
Is Briar a dispel all buffer? You're right.
Briar's not
You're right.
100% defense break.
You're right.
It's 75%.
Yeah. Well, they're not that crazy. When they made that buff, I was like, they're crazy, but they're not that crazy.
This is straight up this is the only defense breaker that has 100% AoE strip plus defense break.
God. And
wait, is it single? Is it single?
This is single.
Oh god, it's single. Never mind. Okay, never mind.
Oh.
Okay, that's why we're confused. Okay, Lucina,
Yeah.
you got
Okay.
I thought it was AoE for
I thought it was AoE too.
No, it's
okay.
single target.
Still.
Rage of Nazareth.
Lets you
No,
basically
like-
choose to screw somebody over.
I thought I was like, wait, is Lucina talking about the fact that she has the AoE strip on her S2 on that combos with the S3?
No, I wish. I wish.
But it is. I mean, it's in every other turn. If you
Actually-
burn it,
actually,
it's
that's
usable
true.
every other turn,
Regular-
right?
Yeah,
Because
regular
five
Shalltear,
five
yeah,
turn,
every other
4,
turn.
3, 2 turn down, and 1
May
when you
as
take
well
the turn.
be
Yeah,
AoE.
it's every other turn.
And it's
Yeah, well,
cheap too. That's what I'm saying.
no.
It's really cheap.
10
You can-
souls. You can use this every other turn.
Yeah, if you play like an AOL plus like holding a
Mhm.
book plus this and then like another
Yeah,
damage.
this is
thing, like, oh
AOL
my
on
God.
Spirit's Breath level cycling on an S3 skill. If you burn it, and
Yeah,
it's
then the
it's a
Baka
cheap
Basically
burn.
Briggs S3.
It is
Is
Brig
it?
S3, yeah.
It
It's
is
Brig
Brig
S3, yeah.
Y'all know defense break and E7 equals death. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, I'll be real with you. Like, defense break is one of those things where I'm like, man, that should get looked at, but then it would make PvE too hard. But because the thing is, they nerfed all of the numbers like early on, right? Like defense break was 70% because defense used to be 80%. That was the whole point, is that death break was weaker than defense. And then when they nerfed defense buff, and they didn't even bother to look at defense break. So now, like, defense buff doesn't feel anywhere near as impactful as defense break.
Isn't this better damage myth than Carmen?
No. Security state is all damage. Aegis Unfold is just critical hit damage.
It's old Carmen
But-
passive.
But it's 20% though, right? What's Carmen's?
I'll check security state. I think it's off the top of my head. I think it is 20.
I think Carmen's 15%.
I think
I thought Carmen
Carmen's
was
not
15.
20. Yeah, I think Carmen's 15.
Carmen is
Carmen
15.
used to be 20.
Yeah.
Carmen's 15.
Carmen's
Security state is-
15. Carmen's
Yeah, I get it.
15, but it's
Carmen used to be 20.
unrestricted. This
Yeah.
this has got a
This-
restriction on, and that's
Yo,
crit
yeah,
damage.
this is Carmen's pre-buff mitigation.
Yeah, so it's old
She used to have
Carmen.
crit damage mitigation.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, this is I'm pretty sure this is Little Queen Charlotte passive. I'm double checking. Queen's Dignity, I think, has like the
But yeah,
same numbers as
so-
this.
Who's thought that putting in MLChem
No, it's
passive...
more. It's more than Queen's Dignity.
Honestly, she looks really good to pick into Carmen because all her skills have some sort of like buff strip,
Yep.
which Carmen relies on those buffs,
Yeah,
right?
True.
So
And-
Honestly, like, she's just good. I think even if you already have an Arius, like, taking her is like fine because she basically protects the other tank and she
I
still puts up
mean,
damage
yeah.
and sets up kills.
Yeah,
And remember,
It is stronger than
Adamant.
Adamant. it is stronger than Adamant.
Yep. You can
I mean,
play.
they-
Imagine Arwell on was it Bastion of Prelucia, protecting your DPS with this character also on
Mhm.
the team.
I mean, the other angle too is just the MLChem style anti-cleave, like anti-flitty, anti-whatever, honestly. Right?
Okay,
Ally except for the
and
caster suffering critical. Woo!
an ally except for the caster suffers a critical. Counterattacks with Let's Go Bicorn. Once every 2 turns, so basically every other turn.
Yep.
Attacks all enemies, dispelling 1 buff, which means rip your immunity. For increasing speed of the caster for 2 turns.
Yep.
Damage
gets
suffered increased proportional to the caster's max health. That's going to come into play here in a minute.
Yeah, and so the fact that you get the speed buff means you get to cycle this back around. So you're gonna basically have like almost permanent uptime on speed buff.
wait, what is her base speed? Is she fast?
104.
Yeah, pretty slow.
She's
Hey, Sue.
she's fallen to say.
She's on the bicorn, and the bicorn doesn't look upset about it.
Yeah, but then she has to get off the bicorn once it starts moving.
I want to be that bicorn.
To ride
Oh,
it, you
you're
have
right,
to be
you're
in
right,
motion.
you're right, you're right. She can't ride it.
Yep.
Man,
Yep,
she's a
that's-
succubus. She's a succubus, and she is
Yep.
terrible at her job.
For those of you who are wondering, again, in Overlord lore, if you do not know this, you cannot ride the bicorn if you are a virgin.
Yeah, bicorns are basically the opposite of unicorns, whereas unicorns measure the purity of the person that's on it, bicorns measure the impurity. So the fact that the bicorn loses its crap with Albedo on its back and kicks her off shows that her purity is intact.
Yep.
Virgin succubus. How about that? I don't know.
People like are saying like
I don't know.
I don't understand people, guys. Like this is literally an off tank or a tank, and people are just like it does no damage. I'm like, this character has like 33k health.
I mean, this is just an anti-cleave unit. I still think.
I think it's an anti-cleave unit because it's a unit that you pick early as your tank, and there's so many things you can work around against it. I mean, even Green Rowana is going to cause her some difficulty. I think so too. Well, I mean, obviously.
Although it's a very niche kit because I feel like you only really play this 3rd to 5th at most. I think 3rd pick's generous, to be honest.
So baked in 20% CR push, that's not insubstantial for an S1. She's going to cycle decently.
Yeah.
But that's like... It only activates once, right? So can't you theoretically just... Like, even if you're like Ludwig cleaving into this, can't you just bait it out?
Additional damage proportional to the max health. So hang on here. She's got 27, 160 health. 60, 27 to... So about 3,500.
Yeah. I think it's around like 10-15% from what I remember.
That's 13%, so yeah, just rough fuzzy math, about 13%. So yeah, it's about 15% of her health as cause a chunk of that went into escort.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's right at 15%.
In the video, they have her built as like a DPS bruiser, and I'm like, every knight that has this stat line is like 31k minimum at top level.
Albedo's
3F.
I mean, anyone who's ever played with Last Rider Crowd, they could tell you the difference between 27k horse and like 33k horse is massive.
This is not checked by anything. This is not checked by crits or single targets or anything. This goes off on anything.
Hello, Nicias.
Is this Counterbellion's new thing?
No, I feel like you need Elbrus.
I think Elbrus is too strong.
Or if you're going to proc set, you still...
I don't know,
still
man.
Aureus.
I think proc set you go Aureus, but I think counter set with like 30k health.
But you just don't hit her.
Yeah, then you just ignore her.
Yeah, she's gonna be too slow to proc, I think.
Yeah, I guess.
Bellions are usually built slow, so you just praying on her to like Elbrus.
Yeah.
No, Special Sonic, this works on AoE, or everyone's saying that this is health scaling Rocket Punch, and it's not. It's health scaling Spear of a New Dawn. It's health scaling Senya artifact.
Yeah, that's actually that's a better way to put it.
Yeah, it procs on anything.
When Red Charlotte was still actually like a viable pick in RTI, I used to play her all the time on Spear of a New Dawn because it would always proc, and it does so much extra damage.
It's after attacking in general, so it can work on any skill.
So
it's not even. It's better than Spear, if anything.
No, Spear is on it.
Wait, Bree gets double proc from it on S1 S3.
Oh,
dude! Oh, dude! RTA Bree!
Wait.
It's his time. The Briegening commences.
It procs the end of turn, which means if you have unlimited blade works, Death Break, that's all gonna do so much more damage, bro.
I can imagine Brieg one-shotting something. The thing is, playing without Elbrus is always gonna suck, but just
but Brieg didn't run Elbrus anyway, though.
But like you get to delete somebody though.
Yeah, I ain't taking Elbrus off, but
nah,
you're not. Fun in theory.
You are not.
Hey, Silver Dragon's got it. Green Charles, S1 into his S2, double procs on that, and he does a lot of damage.
Here's the problem with that. Green Charles is the knight with the lowest max HP in the game.
That's true. He's an attack scaler, so yeah.
Wait, so hear me out. What about LRK?
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
Valky woke up in the middle of the afternoon, late to the party with the Overlord collab. He read 3F and he was like, "So is this thing like unrestricted? Like, isn't this thing just broken on Last Rider?"
Yep. I think people are going to put it on him, and I think they'll take it off of him. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure you do that.
Let me cook a little bit more. How about Armin? Green Armin.
Green Armin.
Counter, right?
She's a defense scaler, but you can build her with some health.
I mean,
a buck's a buck, right?
HP anyways, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine running LRK without Arius, but maybe some
Yeah,
do.
if
I
there's
don't
like
know.
a future knight that comes out with like a built-in
dude,
escort,
Eaton.
No, stop.
I
No.
already said that. Yeah, I said at the
Counter
Valkyrie, I was like,
HP Eaton.
no. You guys ready for the 3F DPS Unbound Knight Arwell meta? Because she already got the freaking escort. She don't need to wear a damage bit on her back.
Although, you know what? At that point, why not Trozet? Trozet counters anyways, right? May as well.
So again, we're running into the issue that knights have that warriors don't have, and that's that there's not a lot of flexibility in the artifacts. There are a handful of artifacts, 3 maybe 4 artifacts that are just so damn broken that it's really hard to make an artifact that can replace one of those that isn't somehow tied to the character's kit.
Yeah, the problem with like a lot of people in chat are saying things like Mort and Ilanav, and you were saying like Troublemaker as well, is that those knights have garbage base health. So like having a health scaling like artifact like this on like a 6k health knight is like, ooh.
What do you guys think
like,
of
Albedo is almost 7k.
What do you guys think of what Rastafarius is saying here? Like you give up the Elbrus, but what about putting this on Landy?
Landy is also in that category. She's got the Charles health pool.
No, at that point, you run it on Eufine.
My Landy has 20k health.
6.6k HP. Right? Like I think you can run this and just never pop S3.
Yeah, this is what you do. You got Eaton, who has an HP passive, right? You first pick Eaton, and then you start cleaving with books. Eaton has a soul burn AoE attack. Boom.
Wait, what's a mod?
So
I'm genuinely curious. Let me see this mod. I actually want
to. Yeah, and that's really what we got to find out, right? Is what are the mods on this? Because it's hard to track this proc along with her own built-in passive proc.
Oh, that's horrible. It's 5%.
So,
it's 1.2 attack.
Oh my god.
5% HP.
No, dude,
are the mods
dude.
up?
We Cleveland, dude. DPS Eaton meta. I'm with you on this one.
See the vision, man.
Yeah, dude. DPS Eaton meta, bro. Because he gets like 36k HP, bro, with a barrier. Yeah, dude. 6 HP Eaton is the future now, bro. Just
what are we doing with our lives?
I don't know that this is going to be the next Rocket Punch, guys. I don't know.
I think this artifact is just gonna be for fun, man.
I think it's gonna be for fun, and it's a whale artifact. I don't recommend people grab this and dump all their bottles thinking that this is just a better Rocket Punch.
Well, there's one argument for dumping all your bottles. You know what it is?
That you whale and buy bottles.
So it's a gear event. It's just purely for the gear event.
I think you.
I think.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think this artifact's very good.
You know, everyone was down on Rocket Punch too. Defense scalers are the weakest damage dealers in the game. There's no way this is going to be any good, and you know, nobody thought Karena was going to be amazing. Don't even say you thought she was going to be amazing. You thought she's going to be usable.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm the only one. I got a video on it. I don't have to defend shit.
But you know, I'm just saying, right? Some of the biggest brains in the community are all like, this unit's mid as fuck, and that artifact's garbage, and here we are. So I'm not going to discount 3F yet, because I'm not going to be that wrong again a second time. But I'm cautiously optimistic about it, and I strongly recommend everybody let the chefs cook on this. It's a 3-week-long banner. You know, don't
long collab, but Albedo is only for 2 weeks. So
it's not a 4-week collab. It's not 3 weeks and 3 weeks, and they overlap once in the middle.
Nope.
No.
Goobers. Okay.
Additional damage increases.
You know what?
ML Senya is gonna be a knight, and she's gonna be broken on 3F, and you're all gonna be like, "Damn, I can't believe I skipped this."
Yep.
Why'd I listen to that Tristen guy?
I said wait and see. I didn't say don't pull it. Shit.
I mean, at least
throwing me under the bus. I'm not over here.
One.
I'm not over here saying Garfield's a better cartoon than Courage the Cowardly Dog. I mean,
it is.
You want to talk?
Can I time him out?
Please.
Why are you booing me?
I love this animation, man. It's so good.
I just really feel like everybody is just like down on this character and this artifact.
I think you pull for both of them just for this lobby art.
Through the limited summon starting April 18th.
So that's a purchasable lobby.
Not
It was in the 1 minute update, I
seizing
believe.
victory is seizing the future.
Come,
Woo!
I'll take your life.
Man, why are we running Albedo with blue crow?
No need to thank me.
Don't you know? New meta.
This is actually the most worst demo, bro.
Red's just mad, bro, because I spoke from my heart rather than what's objective fact.
So you see how she stripped all of those buffs, but you can't strip the vigor? You know what else you can't strip is rage. Think there's a world where we run Politis and Lilius together? Stack that shit?
Please no.
Come on, struggle. Try your best. Though it won't make a difference.
You don't have to like it, Red.
Just dreams and
It's
fantasies.
fine. We can talk about it another time.
Mikey, if you can't kill a blue crow with a G Lilius, you don't play your G Lilius anymore.
Let's see. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt here. Maybe it's like a 33k crow. Oh yeah, that was just a really, really bad G Lilius.
Yeah, no, you actually don't play aggro ever again with this account.
Ever.
Well, to be
Never.
fair, who has this as their arena defense?
Oh, is there arena defense?
Yeah, the trailer is always arena defense.
Yeah. The biggest problem I have with Albedo in RTA is how many rounds has this gone on? I mean, I don't think you can play this slow in RTA right now.
And then there's me sitting here going like, yeah, you're right. And that's how I play every game.
Sensing corrupt. Allow me to purify.
Yep, crowd did not have Holy Sack.
Despair. The time has
She is going to be good at dealing with the lily eyes, the green Lilius.
come. I'll take your life.
I love how everybody's taking my
This is it.
suggestion here that the plural of Lilius is Lily Eye.
Is Sue talking about privilege of having attack percent rolls? Yes, surely.
Wait, what? I don't know what you mean. Wait, what are we talking about?
Epic 7.
Epic 7.
Yeah, that's a nice touch, by the way, in all the trailers. That they got all the VAs to say Epic 7 at the end of the trailers, in case you guys did not notice. They went the extra mile for that. I remember the CMs were very happy that that was added in.
Albedo's S2. When somebody attacks one of your allies and... Hey, Head Squared, thank you for the sub, buddy! Four months, man. Hell yeah, I appreciate you. It's going great, man. I saw the solar eclipse. I'm waiting for my superpower. We all get superpowers after seeing that shit, right? I was right in the middle of the path of annihilation, so it's gonna be a good one.
Albedo S2, if any of your allies get crit, Albedo's S2 procs. It's an AoE attack that scales off of HP. That spares one buff from all enemies.
And gives her a speed buff.
And
And
gives her speed
buff.
And if she's wearing her artifact, that's an additional pop damage. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does strip and set things up.
Nah, Silver Lamb Chop, they can't give Ainz extinction. I know that you probably want it, but in the novels, the goal of all life is death. Its counter is that you can just use resurrection magic on it.
I think you need a soul burn, ignore ER, or just let it ignore ER.
Yeah. Resurrection magic and items work on it. That's the drawback to the move.
Ainz gone.
So if if it had extinction, it would actually not be lore accurate.
they knocked this one out too, man. They did such a good job with the art and animation on these characters.
Yeah, I agree.
I am totally cool with Politis being delayed a week to get stuff looking this good.
Wait, so
Red, you say who cares, but like the thing is, they might not collab with your game if it's not. You're basically borrowing their IP. If you're not going to represent the IP they want it the way they want it, then they're not going to let you use it.
Yep.
So is this character pullable on a regular cup banner?
No.
Nope. He's free.
So why does it go to summon?
XDD.
Funny.
Are you guys excited for Laya, Ainz, Carmen meta?
Yeah. Wow, Sue noticed the sprite, but he didn't notice that.
Oh, it's like that for every single character.
Yeah, but yeah, he's
even welfares in the past. It's always got the ghost.
He's soul bad guy, right? We're gonna get 6 copies of him. Everybody gets triple S plus. I mean, as long as you play the story and jump through the hoops and stuff, you will get this unit for free as long as you play the game and do the events.
Yeah, I mean, I know people are like, oh, he's not as good as you expected him to be. I still think he's plenty fine. But like, I appreciate when they make things like they have that attention to detail. Like as much as I didn't like it with Roy, I still thought it was cool.
Let me say this, Infinite. A lot of people say Smilegate doesn't care. The game's on maintenance mode. They're not putting effort in anymore, and that's just categorically untrue. You may not agree with the decisions they make. You may think some of the things that they're doing is just bass-ackwards, and I don't blame you. I think a lot of that too sometimes, but caring is not a problem for them. They do care about the game. They've got 3 pages of one ad specifically for getting more people into jobs for just Epic 7. Not Smilegate in general, but just for the Epic 7 game. And these are very high-paying jobs. Most of them are... Sue, I think you got a video on this, don't you, Sue?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's not something you do when you're on maintenance mode. I mean, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even millions a year worth of salaries to employ all of these people. It's not something you do for a game that you don't care about, that you're just putting into maintenance mode. Just the one ads alone, shit all over that. And the amount of effort and detail they put into this, plus whether you like it or not, this is the most requested collab on the 2022 survey, community survey. Fate ranked higher, but that was all Fate IPs kind of grouped together as a single thing. So it's kind of unfair to compare really any IP to that. Plus,
yeah, also Fate doesn't really
even if if you do count it, Fate doesn't collab. So this is the most requested one. So the fact that they landed this one, that it's a community favorite, they're putting this level of attention to detail, and if you're like me and everyone else and you still got pissed off by how the April Fool's thing went down and you were losing your mind on it, I gotta say, well played, Epic 7. The big brain on the guy who said, we'll do this at the same time as April Fool's and we'll make half the community think we're fucking with them. I mean, it almost backfired on them, right? They took it right up to the edge where it almost backfired on them. I did not get inside info, trust, man. They don't tell me crap. They don't tell any of us crap.
I can vouch for that because I was the one that told Tristen about it because somebody came into my stream, somebody I don't know, like a random user, and was like, doesn't this image make you think it's an Overlord collab? And I was like, that is so far-fetched. And then they broke it down, and then I like told Tristen after the stream, and I was like, yeah, I don't buy it. And he was like,
no, it's happening, man. And collab NDAs are water freaking tight. If they leak that shit to me and they leak that to anybody, it could jeopardize future collabs. There are probably fines built into it. I suspect they got their ass in a sling over the leak that was in the metadata.
Yeah.
Now,
the JavaScript file
now
file on the source
yeah. You can say that Smilegate is stupid about things, and 100%, that was just stupid. That wasn't careless. That was dumb. but you can't say they don't care. So
Ainz, right? So
Ainz.
Force Mage, right? Same sign
I'm
as
so glad.
Dizzy.
Who kept saying this was going to be a warrior? I'm so glad it's not a warrior.
I mean, like,
Yeah, that's the thing they need to
no.
emergency fix, if anything, what Red's talking about.
What's that?
That's
This
the one
unit
thing I want to see change.
Yeah, this
No.
unit can be 15%ed, so technically this character's entire
invalidates
niche.
his entire niche.
Yeah, exactly. So that's sort of a big issue. 115 speed means he can't really be played as an opener. But I mean, I guess you can play in mid-range.
Hey,
Bulk is sort of non-existent.
Flitika's over here at 114 speed, and you're all like, can't be played as an opener.
For those that
She has
are,
guiding light, but still.
Yeah.
for those
No,
who
she
are living
doesn't
under a
read
rock,
that.
this is what we're talking about, right? There's a 100% chance to inflict death sentence. I know it says 70, but the other 30 is buried in the skill. Molagora, inflict death sentence, which at the start of someone's 12th turn, someone, not the unit, someone. So every turn somebody on the board takes, drops that timer down, and once the 12th turn hits, boom, nothing survives that. There are no 50k HP units in the game. Pretty sure. I don't think I've ever seen. I've seen 40k Eatons, but I've never seen 50.
I mean, I guess the issue is you can just play immortality units around this, but
Oh, and soul burns for extra eternal count, and I think Ainz has got a repeat S1 skill, kind of like Stenny. He can spam S1s with soul burns to run that timer down.
Red ignores Mitt.
Yeah, it ignores Mitt. It says it right there. Ignores damage showing effects to spell when the caster dies.
Yep, maybe with a thick ass barrier.
Yeah, so literally you play immortality or you play really big barriers. I don't think there's any other play.
Dispelled when the caster died, so if you kill Ainz, it gets rid of it. That's a little so it's not just a permanent mark. You can get out from under it. It's dispellable through death.
I'm excited for the Liar Carmen Ainz. Kill every slow player on the planet.
For the handful of people are saying this is going to be the next PvE unit, he's going to be used in all kinds of PvE content. No, he's not. Let's be real here. Even chapter 1010 Zeo, where you have to kill Zeo, that son of a bitch has 282,000 health. It's 50k isn't going to be it in PvE, man.
It might help new players speed run through episode 1, episode 2, actually.
Yes, I mean there are certain places where it might take the edge off, but it's not like you're going to use this thing in Banshee.
Also, no, this debuff will work in PvE. There is no restriction against it.
Yeah, I see nothing that says you can't do 50k damage.
And there's no
in PvE.
reason they would turn it off, to be honest.
But to be fair, I mean, what unit doesn't do 50k damage in PvE? Like, what damage dealer, right?
Damage to the bear at the start of someone's 12th turn. Ignores damage sharing effects and is dispelled when the caster dies.
And if this character didn't get 15%ed though, I do think he has some pretty cool usage. I think he's pretty decent in Guild Wars, honestly. Because like right now, a lot of people are trying to build like anti-Dark Corvus injury comps. Like, you know, people put like blue shoe. I played against a blue shoe on injury, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of lame. Like, this is Dark Corvus for Guild Wars, but you don't have to worry about the injury.
Has a big ass sprite.
It's bad.
This is a big dude.
Who was the unit? It was a really small unit, and we used to put him in the top spot, and then we'd run really big hitbox units in front of him to hide them. I remember doing that back in the day.
Talking about. Yo, go like Arwell, Greenest Area, Ainz, like speed unit, so Ainz goes first, then you reset with Greenest Area.
You can't reset.
You can't reset Ainz. He is immune to skill cooldowns. He's got the Elvira passive. You can't manipulate his CR.
This game is no fun. I agree, Red, dude. I want to spam double. If Bone Daddy wants to have 2 kills,
Bone Daddy? You didn't just call him Bone Daddy.
Yeah, you can draft it into Lua, you can draft it into Nock, you're getting your S3 off.
Wait, he's kind of good into Lua, isn't he? Because Lua's be spamming turns like crazy.
Wait, that's actually true.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, speed buff for the entire team. They're gonna keep lapping you, and then 12 turns will be over ASAP.
12 turns is not a long time. With all these units that have extra turns in their kit.
Yeah. I mean, let's put it this way. how many people are going past Frenzy 2? You are going to get
Me.
one proc of this off.
Me.
Exactly. You're going to get one proc of this at very least,
I
right?
think
Cheers,
this
Zephyr.
character is very good as a last pick. I don't
Wait,
know
dude,
why
he's-
people are hating on him.
He's actually kind of good into like those Lua Knuckle spamming comps. Because they don't usually have enough damage to finish you off like early, and they keep taking turns. So if you can't get reset, then you know.
Overlord of Death.
Only
Just presses
passive you
that
don't
button.
want to seal.
Now this right here, I am not so excited about this. You know, you can't keep him from going into this counterattack stance. It's just going to happen, and counterattacks right now are scary as shit, man. I mean,
Bro, Biblis Armia, bro.
you're
Again,
you're
he's
you're
not-
gonna feed Last Rider Crow. You're gonna, I mean, freaking Rowana, Rowana hard counters him. LRK is going to be a hard counter to him. I'm not sure that this counterattacking stance isn't necessarily a bad thing for him.
All that means is that you just don't draft him front to 3. That's literally it.
Yeah,
That's
right.
actually
Red-
He's a late
of
pick.
That
He's
would
a
be
late pick.
genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he had actually instead of stun, if it was provoke on his S1, oh my god.
Oh wow, right?
Rise attacked has up to a 35% chance to activate mobs.
Honestly, that would have probably been better for his kit. Not gonna lie.
It's a barrier to all allies.
Dude, can you imagine AoE provoke and you run him on Abyssal Crown? Just to stack it.
I definitely think Abyssal, by the way, is the best thing on this character.
Fairy Tail.
I'm
Fairy
liking
Tail's
Fairy
good there.
Tail. I'm liking Fairy Tail.
Attacks all enemies with lightning.
This
the
is
entire
something.
gimmick
This
behind
is something I used to do. And again, my man Red comes at me and says, "Why are you putting an artifact on her to do something she already does?" And then I said, "Well, I want to make sure she does it." And it was with Solitary. I was running Abyssal on Solitary, and he was like, "Why are you doing this? Put her on Fairy Tail. She already stuns. Why are you doing something she already does?" And every single time after I put her on Fairy Tail, every single time she stunned, Red was somehow there to see it and be like, see, I told you.
I'm with Anoria on this one.
I don't know, man. I think without Fairy Tail, he's not going to bring enough.
Okay, hear me out. What if we play this character, right? But with 4 book holders that all CC control. Because I didn't realize the soul burn was a freaking extra turn on S1.
Right, and it runs down his countdown timer.
What up?
Four books.
TML
4 books. You take that 12 timer down to a 7.
At that point, just cleave.
A 6, right? At that point, just cleave. Yeah, I don't know.
It's cleave for people who don't have speed gear, bro.
Grants an extra turn to the caster.
No, hear me out.
It's nice that he
TML
has
can use
a.
a book and takes an extra turn.
Ainz Ol-Gon's artifact, Staff of Ainz Ol-Gon.
It's nice that he has a lot of options. It's sad that none of them are this. I mean, I've had a couple of people like, "Oh, I don't know, man. I think his artifact will be pretty good on him." I'm like, in what world?
Sage Ball artifact.
Look, all I'm saying is, yeah, Sage Ball. He's got to give it to his man Sage Ball or his wife Arya. It's a pretty gift for one of them.
Yeah, I kind of like it on Arya. But
AOL
yeah,
could
Sage
work
Ball.
too, technically, but the ER variants are sort of phased out in this meta.
No
Yeah,
way
yeah,
I
yeah.
would take this over Spirit's Breath or Book on AOL. No way.
Yeah, or what's the other one? Edicus.
I'm actually the thing that's the saddest thing about Staff of Ainz Ol-Gon is the fact that it's a world item, like it's like a legendary artifact in the world of Overlord. And it's
Yeah,
okay.
I agree. It's not okay that this is one of the most powerful artifacts in the anime, and it is like 4-star level here.
It's just a stat stick.
You know what would be fun? Imagine if this thing sped up the number of turns in the game. Like say after you're using a S3 or something, like 6 turns pass. Or something like reduce the countdown of this shit. Like I'd rather make this like a personal artifact
This artifact skill
than like
can only
While
whatever this is.
while artifacts equipped, add provoke to S1.
the Great Lord of Death, who rules the Great Tomb of Nazareth. Players will be able to acquire Ainz through the Overlord side story starting April 18th. Thank you.
Red, did you misunderstand me?
shit,
Because
it's
it's
coming.
not lore accurate. The artifacts is not lore accurate.
Yeah.
Behold! This is insane. Why am I so busy?
Why are we shoving
There's
up
never enough
Ainz
time.
with... I don't even know anymore.
What do you mean? Why are we shoving it up?
Why are we shoving up Ainz with DN?
It's
Why
because
is our Ainz off faster?
because you want your Ainz to at least be relatively tanky. You don't
Yeah,
need, you don't-
but
Yeah, remember, if he dies, the buff goes away.
yeah, you need him to have tank stats because he's a counter buff unit.
I mean, why are you running Ainz with units that don't have extra attacks?
Shall be punished.
nah, clearly this is a spec enabler.
Oh, that is one dead Arrowwell.
No, the countdown debuff is not dispellable.
Yep, the only way to dispel the countdown debuff is to kill Ainz. And killing Ainz means you have to hit him while he's got counter on, which means you're taking it in the ear with stuns. So it's you gotta like kill him hard,
Right.
fast, and right away.
This character is just a different version of Dark Corvus. If your opponent doesn't have the out to the character, it just wins. Like if they
Yep.
don't take any light damage dealers, if they're like a low tempo, non-light DPS team, and you slam him on 5, like how do you lose?
Yep.
Can I just say I'm sort of concerned.
Does
by the
his S3
readability
still
of that
work on a
debuff,
miss?
though.
No, if he misses, it won't apply. If you get 15%, it won't apply.
This is what the goddess wills.
Yeah, how many times did they shoot this before they didn't
There's
get
only
the-
one unit that applies a debuff on a miss, and that's Dizzy. Any other time you see a debuff apply on a miss, it's because the debuff comes from an artifact.
No, punching bag.
Hmm?
Punching bag.
And the caster adopts a
Punchy bag?
Punching bag from the April Fool's
Oh,
story.
shit,
Technically,
shit.
you can apply debuff on a miss.
stance for 2 turns.
Okay, Lethe's a special. Lethe's a special
Call it by his real name,
situation.
G-Clef.
But yeah, true Lethe. This right here we didn't talk
Yeah,
about.
all
Damage
that's the
suffer from
gold
light units.
debuff.
I mean, basically any light unit has got a rage set when they're attacking them. 30% increased damage from light units. He's gonna melt to Auden. He's gonna melt to LQC. But to be fair, I think we're gonna with Albedo. I think Auden's gonna kind of somewhat vanish.
Yes, it is a non-attack skill, by the way.
Oh wait, is S3's a non-attack skill?
Yes.
Oh well, then it doesn't miss. So yeah. It won't apply through immunity, and it can be 15%ed.
It strips. It's a full strip.
So that's two 15%. So you've got a 15% strip the immunity, and then 15% apply. But yeah. I don't think he's bad, confirmed. I think he is really good. He just has some hard counters, and he needs them because he guarantee kills a unit in 12 unit actions, which is like 2, maybe 3 normal RTA rounds anymore.
So how many people wish they had Laya or D Corvus as a 5-pick in RTA? This is your D Corvus now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He is they're literally giving you a free Dark Corvus, and people are upset about it.
Yeah, he's a free Dark Corvus that just dies a little bit easier to LQC and Auden.
No, see, exactly, and Nori gets it. This is Dark Corvus for the ML Rat matchup.
Crafted by his guild members.
Yep.
Fully enhanced, increases
The only difference is you can manipulate Dark Corvus's stuff, like with Asaria, and he gets extinction on top of the kill, whereas things Ainz kills can be brought back to life. But a lot easier to get this guy up and running.
I mean, Red, you can argue the exact same thing about D Corvus
Players
in the
will be
5
able to
pick.
acquire Ainz
Yeah.
Gold.
Let me say,
It's a
I
res-
get a lot
it's a
of
respect
people
boost.
say
Yeah,
that.
he's a 5
Ladder,
pick
bro.
for sure.
Thank you.
What if his S3 gets resisted? Then you lose.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's
They-
the
they
emergency
need to-
hotfix.
That is something that they have to hotfix. Like, it is
Yeah.
insane to me that is a thing
Yeah.
that you can't do.
You know, what do you think?
There's never enough time.
Hino has died.
Imagine you press S3 with Dark Corvus and it does no damage. Yeah, I get that.
I don't know, like I said, it's just one of those things where I don't know why it's 15%able, but in a world where it's not able to be 15%ed, like, this character is just crazy good as a last pick.
Maybe they should make it like, you know how they have those passives that are like, if you have more attack on your enemy, it ignores ER.
There you
Like,
go.
if he has more effectiveness, then it ignores ER.
Something, right? So, some way to give him a, whether it's through a soul burn or something conditional like that, so it's not ultra busted. I'm about it.
Or maybe make it something like if you've taken more
Yo.
turns than this year or whatever.
My Broken Teo said, who's ready for Ainz plus Dark and Katie's roping on the last day? Yo, Jello probably's gonna have a field day with this thing.
Oh no. Although, admittedly, this is probably the best Guild War unit we've had in a very long time. No?
That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, Guild War and Arena, he'll be busted for sure.
That's why I say, I'm like, for the people who are like, dude, I can
Surprisingly,
Dark Corvus
just
team 1,
like
but how do I
Dark
beat team
Corvus.
2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it's like people used to complain, well, I can only use Dark Corvus on one team.
Very,
What do I do
very.
now? Well, now you can play Dark Corvus with 2 teams.
Yeah, very niche use in RTA. But I think that slot 5 in RTA, it's an interesting niche, and I'm excited to see if and how he'll be used there. I mean, people are like, yeah, he could get 15%. It's like, yeah, but 85% of the time he won't be. You're gonna pick a unit that you can't kill, that slowly kills all of your team, and just hope you 15% for the win? I don't know, man.
People are like hating on Ainz, but like honestly, this is one of the most like original and cool characters we've gotten in so long. Like I would argue this might be like the coolest character we've gotten in like a year plus.
Yeah. And
Like,
Silver Dragon, no,
plays like
none of the collab units will be in RTA season.
I thought they were. I thought they extended this. I thought they extended it.
They extended it so that Ainz and Albedo will be legal.
Wait, you guys weren't fucking with me? That really happened?
Yes,
Yeah.
that happened.
Yes. They extended it 1
I
week so
legit
that
thought you guys
Albedo
were
and
messing with
Ainz
me.
are legal.
No, it actually got extended.
Wow. That's crazy. So the 2 that mess with us, but not the one that would help us. That's great. They want the season to be special.
Look, if the collab units suck, they'll buff them. Like it's
Yeah,
that
Polly was
simple.
always in, but it's the collab unit. They will not buff the collab units if they suck. They will buff the collab units if their pull rates are bad. And
I mean,
I don't know.
Because Ed was pulled by a lot of people.
Well, that's true. I still think the FMA people contacted Smilegate and said, "Hey, what the hell did you do with our MC, man? Everybody says he's terrible. You better fix that."
No, his win rate. They looked at his win rate. His win rate was in the toilet.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's what we're hoping for, right? Is these guys' win rate sucks, and then they get emergency buff.
Mm-hmm.
We will see.
I mean, like I said, I think that there is a lot of potential in all of these characters. I would rather have characters that are like not giga broken off rip, because then like we're just stuck with them forever. Look at Karina, right?
Nah, dude, make anti-Cleave good again. Cleave has been too rampant.
Alright, I'll take it though. I really will. I will take it.
Cleave is dead.
Shut up!
Cleave is
Like,
dead.
literally, Cleave is like doing the best out of every playstyle. I feel like right now.
Nah, you agree with me, right? Cleave is dead.
Yeah.
Cleave is dead.
No.
Well, speed is need good speed here, man. I lose the political element.
Same,
I think you just
do.
need.
That is a 7-hour maintenance, guys. There's 5.5 hours left.
Well, good news for
Oh,
you,
good
Hino.
night.
If Albedo's number come out good, she kills political cleavers.
Epic 7 does not have a direct self-supported PC client. If you want to play Epic 7 on your PC, use BlueStacks, LD Player.
No, there is a Google Play beta that you can use.
Yeah, if you're on Windows 11, you can use a Google Play.
That's still the Google Play, the Windows 11, the MacBook M1 built in. None of those are actual game clients. They are built-in emulation that mimics running it on a mobile device on your PC. So you get the speed of running it on a tablet, the smoothness, zero lag of running on a tablet, but it's still not an actual standalone client. It's just built-in emulation.
Honestly, that's one of the biggest things that the game needs still is a standalone client, because every one of their competitors has it right now. Like the major ones.
It's not a different language though. It's still using the App Store language code and translating it onto your computer, which is by any definition of the word an emulator. I use the Mac M1 to do a lot of my videos, and that's why they look so smooth. You can't get smoother than that. I mean, not without a capture card. But doing a standalone client means learning how to code the unit engine in an entirely new language, and that's a lot of overhead and expense for not a lot of gain and profit for a game this age. I think they missed the window for getting a return on investment on a standalone client. But maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know. It sure worked for Genshin.
To be fair, Genshin is like the perfect storm game. We don't have to get into it, but like literally right place, right time.
I don't want to go into that too deeply, GG, but I think disappointed is my biggest thought. I mean, whenever stuff like this comes up, I always think, but why? You don't have to play like that. You're good. You're good as is. Why you have to go and do that? But it is what it is. Smilegate is definitely aware of it, and we just have to wait and see how they handle it. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, but people are making a big enough deal out of it that I don't think they can just ignore it. Yeah, I know, Red. I watched it.
I mean, I will say, I'll speak for myself, as somebody who has banned people from 2 games. I think no cheaters have no place in any game that is at least trying to have some semblance of integrity.
Man, you guys are really positive, even though we literally came up in RTA season where it was proven fact that we had fast win meta and nothing happened. Like, you guys are really positive that something will happen.
That was kind of sad.
Fenori, all I can do is have faith.
I mean, like, remember the first
else.
WC? Brother Stone literally said, yo, I got piloted by 3 other players.
I mean,
nobody said anything.
And nobody's, yeah.
So, like, you guys are way too expectant of them doing something, because I expect them to literally not reply to the situation and move on.
Yeah, I mean, what do you want me to say, man? I mean, they've got a history of just sweeping it under the rug, but, you know, this is the first time where, you know, the CMs have openly said, hey, this is being looked into, it's being discussed at the highest level, and you know, they had the guy that cheated in the World Cup in the entry, and they didn't take action against him. They just said you can't participate in the tournament, but they didn't ban any accounts. We had the win fast meta where it was proven pretty damn conclusively that people were violating the terms of service, and they just didn't do anything about that. They got a bad history with it, and it's left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths.
Yep.
I think it would be a good opportunity to, you know, show that they're changing their ways on that and possibly bring some competitive integrity back to RTA, but am I confident that's going to happen? No, I'm not. I have very, very low confidence that that's going to happen, but I know they're taking this one a little more seriously than they've the other ones. When we said, hey, what's going on, they just stonewalled us. We didn't hear anything back. This one, they said it's being discussed at the highest level.
Yeah.
I don't know, Justin. I remember the WinFast meta, and then they were like, yeah, we already forwarded, and they already know the issue, and then we heard nothing from it ever again.
Yeah.
So
You're
very
correct,
positive.
but the tone of what, like, all I'll say is the tone of what we got was way different than what we got from Fast Win meta.
Yeah.
So that leaves me, I don't want to get too hopeful, but that leads me to believe maybe, again, like Solo said in the chat, if the community is outraged enough, maybe they do something.
Okay, just for
I
you.
mean,
Okay,
I don't know. The
Sue, I'd
community was
probably
pretty
hold off on
outraged
saying it.
with
Sorry, go
the
ahead.
WinFast.
And I'm going to
Also,
tell you this too, guys. If they don't do anything, they don't do anything. It is what it is. Just if anybody wants to know about this, you can find it on Reddit. It's recent posts, but the winner of the World Cup was revealed that he did some unscrupulous things during the tournament, and people are outraged by it, and Smilegate's wrapping their brains around how to handle the situation.
Yep.
People are like, well, they should revoke his prize money. I'm like, well, good luck getting that back. Well, they should not do the skin. Well, they've probably already invested a whole bunch of time, money, and effort into that.
I guess
okay. The more it hurt,
You know.
the most. Take his frame away.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Okay, just to clarify for any of the chatters that might have not actually known about this, essentially, Marguerite, the winner of the previous E7 WC, had his DMs leaked with one of his pilots. Well, that he wasn't being compensated fairly, so he got exposed. And so now everybody's had an uproar about it. It was like released like maybe 12 hours ago or something like that.
Yeah.
It was
Not
over like
just
about
DMs, it was footage of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally
during the
footage of him
tournament.
piloting as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's literally somebody telling him how to win the match against Pupus.
Yeah,
Like,
because, I mean,
basically,
the crazy
pick this
thing
here,
is,
do this.
it's $2,000-$3,000 that the pilot was fighting over, and Marguerite was refusing to pay that
Yeah,
amount,
it was
which
wild.
is crazy to me.
It was wild.
Yeah, that's pretty funny, man.
Now the the biggest thing I've heard so far is, so what, everybody does it. And I'm like, yeah, you know what, but he got caught, you know. Trying to explain to the cop that everyone else was speeding too and you shouldn't get a ticket. But you're the one that got caught. So yeah. The question is whether or not Smilegate lets them off with a warning, or if they make an example out of them. And that's kind of what we're going to have to see if they happen. And I would personally, I would like them to say, hey, you know what? This is how we're going to handle it moving forward. See what just happened to this guy? Fuck around and find out. Stop cheating. I'd like to see that. Do I think I don't have a lot of confidence it's going to happen, but I would like to see that. I would like to see them make an example out of it and say, and this is the way it is moving forward. Don't bother sending me 10,000 screenshots and like, well, I saw a guy in a Discord room do this once, so go after him next. No, just lay it out there that we're going to be watching, and you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If I may, though, Tristan. If there's anything, hold on. If there's anything we've learned from this entire thing that came out today, is that going forward for E7 WC 2024, they go with their original plan of you have to play it in person, because 2023 they're like, you have to play it in person. Then people were like, oh, but my passport. Cool. If you don't have a passport, you can't make it this time. Cool. You're not in. That's it. It's played in person. Simple as that. Easy fix.
Wait, I think there are just too many underlying issues right now with how Smilegate has been handling these issues, to the point where, let me put it this way, I think for majority, I want to speak for the majority of the community, but especially those that are more experienced with it, this is, if nothing's done about this when it's this blatant and out in the public, I don't think anybody really has there's no chance that Smilegate gets any more faith from the player base, honestly.
I don't know. Ever since the WinFast meta, I already lost faith. It
Well, I
was
agree
like
too,
big up
but-
public. Data backed it up.
You
They
know,
brought it to attention.
This is literally the last chance, though. This is
Guys,
absolutely
two months ago, we lost faith that we would ever have a collab again, that the game would ever be hype again, that we'd ever have something to talk about again. And here we are. Things can change, and all it takes is one act of good faith, and we'll feel a lot better about this situation.
Absolutely.
But you know,
for now, though,
I am. Even if I was privileged on information about this, I wouldn't be able to talk about it. we just got to wait and see. And they'll handle it the way they're going to handle it. And if they handle it in a shitty way, well, that sucks. You've got to decide whether or not that's a deal breaker for you, or if you're just going to, live with the fact that this is the way they're going to run their esports. Jinkazama asked me a question a few minutes ago. I never got a chance to answer. He said that he needs help. He has 3,200 bookmarks, must be nice. 7 slates, holy shit. So is the best plan for the Overlord collab to all in on Albedo because she has the best artifact, or just pull one Shalltear and give her the slates if I want both triple S? I think you need to wait and see if these units are good, to see what their mods are, to see how well they play, and then pull accordingly. I think you don't all in on untested assets.
Both Albedo and Shalltear live and dies by their mods.
Mhm.
So we have to wait to see all that.
I will give an alternative answer too to this.
Mhm.
Another reason why you'd want to pull on these banners is because of the gear event, similar to the Summer Lethe event in the past, right?
Right.
Assuming they do something very similar with the artifacts, especially with the artifact currency gain, which they probably will, you probably want to prioritize accordingly based on that, rather than how good the unit.
Based on schedule, the first week will be Albedo's already, and the second one will be Shalltear.
Yeah,
so technically speaking, because speed set is on the second week, Shalltear is slightly more value if you're spend like 1,000 leaves.
Dark Samurai Ainz is incredibly Guild War oriented. I think Shalltear will probably be very good in Guild War, much like Zahak is very good in Guild War. I don't think Albedo would be used much there at all. Jinxama has 3,200 bookmarks. I mean,
that's a lot.
That is a lot.
I mean, go with your gut. Wait for.
I mean,
if you like a character, then go for probably.
That's enough for 5 pities. If I was in his shoes, I would pull 2 Albedos and 2 Shalltears, and then use powder to buy one of each artifact to supplement the ones I already got. And he would still have bookmarks left over if he did that.
Shalltear is slightly more value for imprint.
I know. I'm just saying. At minimum, I would do that, and then with the remaining 1,500 bookmarks, give or take, I would wait and see how these test out. As for the slates, though, I wouldn't slam slates into them until they prove their worth, prove that they deserve the slates.
Even then, I don't even know if I would slam the slates.
I don't know, man. If Albedo S2 kill cleave, I'm triple S-ing her.
No, I don't think this. Well, I just don't think that these kits are impactful enough in an RTA meta. I don't think I want to be wasting slates in Guild War.
You got to remember, not everybody is an RTA Andy. I mean, maybe this guy just loves Guild Wars and Arena. And
yep. So just use them accordingly, I suppose.
I don't know, Lucina. If Albedo kill cleave, I'm slamming that slate.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as Inori. I mean, let's be real here. I like Albedo so much, I'll probably slam for triple S regardless of whether.
I mean, Shalltear's imprint is much better. The crit chance imprint's much better than the HP imprint, but I still think, especially if they run this like a Lethe event, where having at least one imprint in there just makes the event that much more farmable. Than
Since they're only an Arena Guild War player, you definitely do not slate. You definitely do not slate. Unless you want like the 460 gear score Shalltear for Guild War, nah.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry I missed your question earlier. Hope that gets you some answers. I think we just about covered it, guys.
Well, there's one thing we technically haven't covered. But
what's that?
The buff changes.
The buff changes?
Oh,
no,
we already talked about buff
shuffling. We covered the buff shuffling. Yeah.
I'm sad. I'm very sad. That's all I have to say.
It's gonna change things for sure.
Rest in peace, Silver.
Silver Rain's dead. Most immunity setters are actually dead, by the way. Any character that uses an immunity set, or any character that gives immunity with a skill.
Oh my god. What about the new EEs?
Wait, we have new EEs?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I did a whole video on them today.
Tell you who doesn't matter. Arya, just run S1. There you go. Move on.
That's
Oh,
disingenuous.
There
annoying.
is something we could talk about with Tehu's.
What is it?
Yeah, I think Teiyu's is actually
It's
kind of
called
sweet.
the Crown of Pyrokinesis.
Oh, I didn't know you seen it, yeah.
He's a water unit,
Pyrokinesis.
No, I actually think that there's a chance. Like there was already a chance that Teiyu might be a okay last pick because of Politis, but I do think that Azure Waves of the Ocean as an
Crown
EE
of
does give him
Pyrokinesis. That's awful.
like that second exclusive equipment
It's so
along
bad.
with Spear of Purification gives him some legs.
Yeah, but then like this is the same issue that Green Celine have. If your opponent hold, this character does nothing.
I think
Well, I mean-
Wonton Shot, I think Albedo takes Auden out of the meta, and that alone makes her a solid unit, but we need to see a little bit more out of her multis before I'm convinced. I don't think her pop skill scaling is as good as it needs to be.
Elmage was saying that he was going to cook something with Teiyu because of the 30 Tornado Sweep, because it basically makes Tornado Sweep into Lua's S3.
Yeah.
Like, I think that there's something here with this character. I'm not willing to sit here and tell you I think that he's, like, nuts, but I do think that he deserves your attention when he's getting, essentially, the thing that his kit was missing is one EE. Another EE makes it basically a Lua S3, right? And then we're getting an ML character that enables him in case you don't press, your opponent doesn't press.
I will say one thing. This is your Mimi anti-C Lilius anti-Poly Nakwo at home.
Not
Well,
well
okay,
at home.
well, here, okay. Well, okay.
You
Just
say that you say Nak at home, but like this character was like usable.
He does
like,
decent damage.
some point.
I mean, we all meme about it, but he hits heckin' hard.
Okay, let me just settle this argument with
On
just
his
this.
S1.
With the show of hands, right? Who has lost to a Teiyu?
I have.
I never.
I have. But why did we lose
I
to
have
a Teiyu?
won with Teiyu multiple
Exactly.
times.
Well,
in
but
this,
yeah,
so
exactly.
I
But why do
will
we?
attest
Yeah,
that
but
he is okay.
Yes, but Hino, can you explain to
Green
me
Cloud, thanks for the follow,
how
buddy.
and why Teiyu won?
Because they brought too many non-attack skills and
They don't know how to
They
read.
press.
They press,
Yeah,
right?
they press.
They
Yeah,
pressed.
press, yeah.
It's the
Cool.
exact same thing about Green Celine. Like,
Hence why I was saying if there is a character that gives him the thing, even if they don't press, there is some merit to looking at the character. Also, having an S3 that pushes back cooldowns whether they press or not,
I mean,
that has merit.
Well,
I mean, here's the
Thanks
thing.
for the
Sid.
follow, Degree.
If you're saying like she's good with Poly, but like if they just ban Poly, hold skill, this character does nothing else.
What about
Well,
Racist
again,
Shawl? Do you think this is going to be any
The
good?
third exclusive equipment does give you a full team CD pushback. That's not nothing, even if they don't press.
In terms of Arya, 90% of players are going to be running S1. The only players that might even consider playing the extra focus at start of battle, it would probably be the 3 or 4 speed Arya players on ladder right now.
Yeah.
Bro, I feel like even with Speed Aria, you prefer S1.
Sorry,
no,
Wonton,
you
you were right.
prefer focus.
You were right. I was talking about. I got Shalltear and her mixed up. Shalltear
Nah, like,
craps
if-
all
if you
over
take
Auden.
if you are like a cleaver and you take turn 1, or like an aggro player and you take turn 1 with Arya, you can literally just go turn 1 soul burn, next turn humble hour, and then just strip them, push them all the way back, and then if they actually do get a
I guess
turn,
you're right. This Speed Aria would look.
yeah, it's
Speed
literally
Arya
that's it. The only reason to play the third one is if you're trying to play aggro cleave Arya. There's no other.
Yeah,
reason.
so
Oh, I
like
thought they put the
two
third one there
Aria.
so you could maybe at some point
Yeah, you
use
could.
the murder penguin when ML Poly's on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The third EE is if you want to try to cleave with murder penguin.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Red knows what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's the chef special that I'm talking about, bro. ML Sharoon S3 to Death Break, and then just Soulburn Arya S3, and then just cleave them.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but isn't Albedo's biggest job here going to be just shitting all over Cleave? And she's just a very good anti-Cleave unit.
I mean, only if the S2 does good damage.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean-
I feel like if all she does is about 3k
Won-
AoE, like, who cares?
Yeah, Wonton's just
it
asking
needs
if
to
she's
do
going
big.
to
It
be a
needs to
good
do big
unit.
damage. Yeah.
Are you ready for it to be like Edward's S2 when he first came out?
Oh God, don't remind me.
I mean, look, I just need this thing to be about 67k if I build her at 0 speed, 350 crit damage, and I'm good.
Okay, so here's the issue in Ori, right? Skill null for Flitty Cleave.
You ban the Flitty, and then what?
Ludwig, you just skill null. You skill null turn 1 instead of attack buffing turn 1.
Okay.
So I mean, I guess you're down a book realistically.
Yeah, you're down a book.
That does not kill momentum.
You're down on book. She stripped the hit, so you can't hit the Aiden anymore.
Are you? Well, but at that point they just pivot. Like it's a very. I feel like.
I mean,
you think cleavers are gonna pivot, bro?
No.
Here's my argument. I think it's. The thing is, I don't think it's as good as you think it is because there's plenty of an angle to play around it.
Even if they can pivot, they have to pivot late into the draft, and meaning you just pick her later, which is already what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, but I feel like you could still play into it. That's the thing. I don't think it's as.
You can try. Look, we gotta test it, right? Obviously.
Yeah, we have to test it. But I just don't think it's gonna be strong.
Yeah, we tested it.
I think if it fucking kill Cavill or Ludwig on any crit, you're done.
You know what I'm hearing is I'm hearing you guys be like, know this, no, we can do it this way, and that's what I want to see out of EEs. I'm sick and tired of these EEs that it's like, yeah, those two suck. This is the one everybody's going to run. Move on. And I like that there's discussion.
I wish Arya's EE for S1 was boost
Night Anya, have large dreams, buddy.
When it's outside her turn.
Yeah, honestly, that would have been good. Like the biggest, for most Arya players, the biggest takeaway, the best thing is just that it gives effect resistances to EE. Like that's like the #1 thing it needed to have.
The problem with BBK is you need to run immunity BBK, and if you're not immunity, she can strip your immortality and can kill you with the RD proc.
Oh, hey, Lucina.
Yes.
Bastion to give immunity for your BBK.
But then you have 100% HP for your fucking damage. That sounds so bad.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You have no damage.
I mean, like maybe the play is to just run ER cleave BBK. Just build her like 130.
I don't want to. I don't want to.
Am I gonna build for you, my friend?
Man, we're just minus 100 gear score for fun. Oh god.
XDD, look. If you want to cleave and ignore all this stuff, you're gonna have to.
And then your BBK hits like a wet noodle and everything lives. Pass.
Yep, because don't forget Albedo still sit with 20 crit damage reduction for the whole team.
Okay, but that's true. But Lucina, how many people did I kill before I changed my BBK with 200 ER?
How many legend players did you fight during that span?
Ooh, touche.
Got him.
Got him.
I don't want to be toxic, but
some of those guys were really tanky, bro.
Yeah, because you're running ER BBK.
True.
All right, guys.
Everybody's tanky if your DPS is minus 100 gear score.
This has been a good talk, man, but I'm going to wrap it up here because I want to get up here, not in 5 hours, but I'm going to get up and pull a Politis in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to ask a question. So what do we do if data mine become not possible? How are we going to find the mods? Which one of us are shelling up all the molas and the mats in order to test this for everybody else?
I mean, they'll be part of the import, so Fribbles will at least be able to get us those mods indirectly. But yeah,
I thought Fribble import the mods from the the Google Docs. It's not through Datamine.
It's the other way, yes.
Yeah, he get it from outside source. It's
I mean, have the data miners gotten anything yet? I'm kind of curious if.
Nope.
Yeah.
We don't know yet.
They may have slammed the door on it. Usually we know by now.
And that sucks because I really hate the fact that this game doesn't just tell you the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of crazy that you have to use a Google Docs made by one dude like 3 years ago because nobody else want to do it.
Yeah, it honestly it should be a thing.
Put the mods on the skill box.
Yeah.
Or just have it exist inside your
Johnny Blaze
introduction video.
Yeah.
Like so that if you want this way you get traction for your YouTube channel on top of that.
Yeah, that would be really good. skill multipliers is like a definite thing. That's a
Sputnik's saying that
the
the dude who does the data mine helped Fribbles decode the packets. So if he gave Fribbles the key to the cities there, he probably is able to figure it out on his end.
This is like ye olden days for fighting game players where we were just like, can you just give us the frame data? And devs were like, no. And eventually it became the standard.
Yep.
No, the best you get is damage decrease in green. Come on, guys.
Damn it. Dude, I hate the red text, green text so much.
It's green. It's a buff.
Dude, I love green text nerfs.
Green
my
text
favorite
nerfs.
to this day, my favorite was the not the most recent Judge Keysy rework, but the one before that, where everything was green. I'm like, my guys, you just shuffled everything. You just shuffled every skill. Nothing changed. The character's kit is the same. What is all this green text?
Yep.
You see, it's green because it's good now, clearly.
I'm going to send everybody over to Hino. It's his first day streaming as a official content creator for Epic 7. And he was good enough to be here with us.
Wait, but is he even live anymore? Hino, wait, what?
It says he is.
I'm not even streaming, man. What are you?
Dude, it says you are.
Refresh your page, bro.
Dude.
When's the last time you refreshed your client?
I'm using the OBS client, which is supposed to fucking check that shit live.
I sent a raid into you.
I know you did. I figured you went up again. What the hell? Okay, you know what?
Grandpa's gotta go to bed. Say goodbye to Grandpa. Tristan, he's losing his memory.
Don't listen to Sue. He thinks Garfield's a better cartoon than Courage. Can we really trust that? Can we really trust that kind of negativity?
I'm just saying Garfield's been
It's
around
crazy.
a lot
I
longer,
refreshed it and it
more
still
popular.
says you're live, you know. That's insane. I mean, I see that you're not though. But you know what?
I do need to hydrate.
Gabe's doing a podcast
you're
right now.
You're allowed to, dude. You're allowed to not trust me on anything. That's fine.
Everybody go welcome Gabe back. It's good to see him. He was I used to watch him just about every other Wednesday. Sky King's real name is Gabe, for those of you who don't know. I'm sending you all over there, and I am going to go and get
Oh
some
my god, wait,
sleep.
the Sky King? Gabe? Dude, if
The
you guys
Sky
are new to the
King.
community, he is one of the OGs, man. I used to look up to this guy all the time.
Used to.
Once upon a time, I was a filthy Augslots cleaver, okay? Who do you think was like the Augslots cleaver, bro? It was Sky King.
Yep.
Everyone knows this.
I remember Sky King showing off his, what was it? His 230, no, it was a 240 speed A-Lots, and I lost my freaking mind that anybody could ever be that fast. It was so much faster than anything I could ever build. Blew me away.
Oh, man.
Yeah. We're saying you used to. The reason is because he disappeared. He
my
left the
day.
game forever. He just disappeared. No, like I didn't know he was back.
Yep.
Well,
I mean, he's back right now.
He's on Epic 7.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, that's crazy, dude. I haven't seen him on Epic 7 in like 2 years.
Well, he's picking up where we left off. He's doing a podcast and talking about the changes. So everybody go say hi to Gabe, and I wish you all good luck tomorrow.